Hey guys, welcome back to part number 9 of the My Team adventure. I'm just going to say from last episode, I did realise that we spent way too much time focusing on the R&D and everything in the actual racing. So I will show you guys what we're doing. We're doing a funded team away event, which means we'll have +5 on all morale. Only going to cost us 20k and we're going to get 30 resource points. We're going to do simulator training, which will give Guan Yu 1 extra experience and a bit more focus. And we are going to do a sponsor event filming, which is going to cost us 5 grand, but we are going to get 100 acclaim for it. Facilities wise, I've had a look around. I want to get a Spec 2 facility. I want to upgrade the quality control, which means the failure chance is reduced by 10%. We're also going to get some more upgrades on that. R&D wise, we're looking very, very well. As you can see, by the time we do have the Hungarian Grand Prix on the 29th of July, we've got 2 upgrades coming in. And then by Spa we'll have another 2 coming in, and then after the summer break we've got another 2 coming in. So we've got quite a lot of upgrades going on. We are changing back to the first engine that we did use in the whole season, all parts. We've got to try and reduce the amount of grid penalties we can have with how hampering the car's progress too much, so we might keep fluctuating between those two. Helmet is back to normal. Everything else seems fine. As you can see here, our finance history, we're doing pretty well. We've not spent anything. We're going to wait until we have around about 4 million, and then we are going to spend to get that Spec 2 facility. As well as that, you can see the contract period is going to be coming up very soon. I believe that there is a summer break or a contract period. In that contract period, we are going to be signing Guan Yu on for another year, or Yuki Tsunoda, depending on which one we can sign. Here we go. You can see that we are doing pretty well. Guan Yu is doing brilliantly as well. Look at those stats. Has improved quite a bit, I do believe. At the moment, he's looking pretty well. We're very close to getting that second sponsor as well. But in other news, only a very small percentage of you guys, well, not a very small, a small percentage of you guys who watch my videos are actually subscribed. I think it's around about 2/3. Go down below, please. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that notification bell. It'll help me get onto the algorithm a lot more and help me grow towards our goal of 500 subscribers by the end of the year. As well as that, I do stream on Twitch. New schedule. It used to be Monday, Thursday, Sunday. It is now Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. We'll be streaming over on Twitch, so links are also down below in the description. My first league race is on Sunday, this Sunday, which I believe is Sunday the 15th at 9 PM over on Twitch. So head over there, and you will see me competing in my first league race of the year. So yeah, let's head over into the driver briefing room. Hopefully we don't have any department events. Let's see what we can do in Hungary. I hope we can do well. We had an entertaining Hungarian Grand Prix in real life, so let's see what we can do.
I know we were expecting some new developments to come through, but some of them fail quality control. We'll need to tell the team what to redevelop via the R&D screen.
So what department of things have failed? Having a quick check here. We've got a new gearbox improvement, which means now we've got engine durability. We've upgraded front wing part. No, doesn't seem anything else has failed. R&D in progress, everything seems good. So hopefully we can get a bit closer to Alfa Romeo in this race weekend. So here we are in the driver brief room. Let's check what the weather report's going to look like. Oh, it was a gearbox improvement. It said that that failed there, but we've actually got that. It looks like it's going to be a potential wet race and a potential wet qualifying, so interesting. Just checking over here in the R&D. That part didn't fail. Okay, so that looks like a glitch in the game. We don't have enough R&D to do anything. My next upgrade, I believe, is going to be focusing on this. Roll dampers at the moment is very cheap. We can upgrade the chassis a little bit. Focusing a lot on the powertrain at the moment. We do have the ECU upgrade obviously coming in, and we can get another one here, which was magnetic compounds, which will take us even more ahead of Mercedes. After this race, obviously, we have the summer break. One thing I'm noticing, we are going to have to upgrade Spec 1 facilities in Aero, so I might be doing that rather than the upgrade in the powertrain area, which is Spec 2. Saying that, we've got a pretty good powertrain. We don't need to really worry about that at the moment, and durability, they're the basic upgrades. So yeah, like I said, we're changing the engine, we're not changing the gearbox. The gearbox is staying where it is. Go to the old practice gearbox though. Weekend tyre allocation C4, C3 and C2, the mid of the Pirelli range. Drivers' Championship, Bottas are leading the championship by 10 points, so pretty decent. Hopefully we don't get another DNF. It seems that we have 3 race finishes and then a DNF. Yeah, I'm feeling confident in our ability. That I don't think we are going to win against Kimi Räikkönen in the rivalry. Yeah, let's head over to Hungary and see what we can do here in the Hungarian Grand Prix. Obviously, we know that practice isn't a true interpretation, but we are sitting P12. Guan Yu sitting 1.8 seconds behind us, I do believe. When he's on the softs, he'll be around about a second behind us, so doing pretty well, Guan Yu. Currently, Guan Yu is fighting for, obviously, to keep his place in the team. Let's head into quick practice, see what development boosts we can do, and do what we can. I'm happy with a 1:16.4. I think that's better than any lap I've ever done in a My Team car around here, so. Right, you know the drill. Quick practice. Let's head over to there. Most upgrades we are going to be getting are going to be, you know, ERS. Engine and actual durability upgrades, which is pretty good. There we are. Already track climatization is done. That done. ERS management. Let's get these resource points. Going to be very, very vital, obviously. We'll be able to do upgrades over the summer break, which will be actual crucial to our development. So we're getting as much of these done as we can. Look at that. That's brilliant. Race strategy is the next one. Get the 100% success rate. Let's get our 100 R&D points and let's head over into practice 3. And here we are for practice 3. Same thing happens again. We've only got to focus on race strategy, so let's get everything done here. We might be able to take 1 or 2 risks, considering as we do have the time. So let's take a quick risk here with a 50% success rate. Do get it. Let's see how many times. We have enough time to do this. So that's 25%, so this should be a 50%. This should be 75%. There we are, 75%, and it's worked. Got all the R&D things that we do need. I know I said that I don't think we would have this rivalry. We don't have a rivalry at the moment. Currently looking here, we have 5 points in our first debut season. Not too bad. R&D chart. We've actually gotten closer to the Alfa Romeos. The engine is about to go, so we are going to change the engine components to what I believe would be the best fit for this race. We're going to keep the MGUK as the one that we're running. We are going to keep the MGUH, the same one that we are running. The energy store is going to change to the new one that we've got. Turbocharger will change to be the second one that we do have. And the control electronics is going to go back to the second one we do have. We're going into qualifying here. I don't really know what to expect from qualifying. Hopefully we do well. Yeah, let's head into the qualifying here of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Here we are in the garage. It does look like it is going to be a dry qualifying session. Obviously, I think there might be some weather which might be lingering in the air. Car setup for this weekend, 711 wings. This is mostly due to the corners mostly being high speed and you want to get as much speed as you can in those corners. 7055, pretty normal, you know, suspension geometry, I apologize. Suspension is 4, 6, 6, 6, 3, 7. Brakes 156. And then 21.4 on the fronts and 23.5 on the rears. Right, let's just head over here. Put a little bit of an extra kilogram of fuel in the car. Set of soft tyres. Head out on track and see what we can do here at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Whoa, 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 whoa. Somehow we don't have damage to the car there. But that is not how we want our first qualifying lap to go. Tyre wear's only 4%. We'll be able to go for another run. Oh. Oh no. Down the line we go. The 1:15.5, which takes us above Schumacher and Raikkonen. Pretty much where I'd expect our car to be on paper. That's a good lap. That is a very, very good lap. So as you can see here, everyone has done their first run. We are around about 0.7 of a second quicker than Guan Yu Zhou. We're currently safe. good to see. I think 15th is probably going to be the highest we're going to qualify. I'm going to go for one more run at the end of the session. That means we can save a set of tyres, really. Yeah, let's head into maybe around about 3 minutes to go and head out on track. Here we go. Everyone is going out on track now. That means we're going to drive out. Let's get ready for the final lap, which will be in Q1. I believe we can get Q2. Q2 is a very real possibility. So yeah, let's hope and pray for a Q2 at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Here we go. Open the DRS. Come on, let's get a good lap here. Not as good of a start as what our last lap was. Can we have a good first corner? Down from 8th into 2nd. Get the rotation. Accelerate down. Good power output. A little bit of a slide. Still up on our time by half a tenth. Break down here. Keep it nice and tight. We've gone a little bit too far wide there, but it's in 3rd, up into 4th, into 5th, into 6th. Click that curve. Get the outside curve. Up by 7 hundredths of a second. Nice breaking into there. Down to 4th now. Qualifying is complete. We're up by around about half a tenth at the moment. Down to the little right left chicane. Improved by a lot there. Getting the rotation here. Down to 4th now. We're up by 3/10 of a second. We go a little bit wide. 7th gear. Down to 6th. Back into 7th. And wide yet again. No track limits warning given though. Go from 8th down to 3rd. Click into 4th to get the traction down. Up by 3.5 tenths at the moment. 2nd gear, get up to 3rd. Up into 4th. Up by 2.5 at the moment. 1/4 of a second. Keeping it nice and tight here. Power down. We've not had the best run there. It's going to be an improvement of 1.5 tenths, which keeps us, I believe we're just safe. No, we're P18. We are P18. So we are knocked out in Q1. So it's interesting to see track evolution coming in there. We were 16th, and I believe 2 guys on their final runs, so Mick Schumacher and Giovinazzi on their final runs, managed to improve. That means we are knocked out into P18. I mean, it's still not the worst qualifying in the world, only 1.8 seconds off. Antonio Giovinazzi tipping us by a tenth. But yeah, let's head into the Grand Prix here. See what we can do at the Hungarian Grand Prix, which is also known as Monaco. Just about the walls.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. Who would you say is your biggest rival?
Here we go. We get to choose another rival. And at the moment, I don't really know who to choose out of these. I think Fernando Alonso is probably going to be our closest bet.
You won't be starting at the front of the pack. Are you worried?
No, because our car isn't, you know, that good yet, Claire.
Do you think this team are performing as well as they could do?
I'd like to see them fall better. I need more competition.
You left some body work out there on the track. Were you struggling for grip?
Nothing that went with that. I don't remember leaving any body work out there on the track, though, Claire.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Alright, you asked some weird questions, you do, woman.
Welcome to Budapest once again for another round of the Formula One World Championship. Historically, a good race for first victories with Button, Hill, Alonso and Heikki Kovalainen all reaching the top step of the podium for the first time here. We're northeast of Budapest for the race today at the 2.7-mile Hungaroring circuit. 14 corners here, 8 to the right and 6 to the left, on a track where downforce is king and passing is notoriously difficult. And I'm joined once again by Anthony Davidson to bring you the lowdown for today's race. Let's have a chat about McLaren. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Leclerc, Carlos Sainz, and Perez, Norris, Vettel, Stroll, and Fernando Alonso, Gasly, Tsunoda, Esteban Ocon, and Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, the Professor, Daniel Ricciardo, they've taken a grid penalty, and George Russell, Joe, Mazepin, Latifi, and Mick Schumacher. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
So thanks to 1 or 2 penalties, we are starting in P16. We're recommended a medium hard strategy. I feel like that strategy could work. I feel like saying we go hard mediums are coming a lot later. I know we'll be slower at the initial part of the race, but I feel like we could actually go hard softs, stretch the tyres out for an absolute long time. In fact, we could even go medium softs if we want, but obviously the initial allocation is hards and mediums, so we are going to stick to the original strategy of medium hard. Come in a little bit later, so do a bit of an overcut. Coming on around about lap 19, have 16 laps. You know what, let's change that. We're going to go for 4/7 of the race on the mediums and then 3/7 on the hards. Obviously, fuel, I'm going to risk it this race. I'm going to risk it. We're going to go for the exact amount of fuel that we do need. But yeah, let's go into the race and let's have a quick check of the tyres that everyone else is on. Just had a quick check of the tyres. Daniel Ricciardo has got the start on the soft tyres, as he is basically was originally in the top 10. Everyone in the top 10 starting on softs, everyone else is starting on the
Go through
medium
all the
tyres.
gears if you can.
I don't know what
Need to make sure the
Giovinazzi's doing.
engagement is okay
Antonio.
before the start. We're going to want to put some temperature into the tyres and brakes. We need to keep the engine cool
There we go.
though, so don't go too high with the revs.
There we go. Everyone's back in the initial grid order. I don't know what to do with this race, to be fair. Just about driving and doing what we can, to be fair. Obviously, winter break is not the winter break. Summer break is coming up. That's an area where we can, you know, focus on R&D, do as much development as we can possibly do to hopefully get this car from the back end of the midfield to the top of the midfield, sort of where, you know, AlphaTauri and Alpine are trying to tip them to the top of the midfield battle. We finally line up into our grid slot, holding the clutch, just enough accelerator to get up to 30,000 revs, holding the overtake button, it's lights out, and away we go. Not too bad of a launch. Kimi Räikkönen has not got the best of starts. Obviously our car not got the best aero on the grid, so when we've got a good powertrain, it doesn't really matter if we cannot get past, as we send a massive dive on multiple guys, getting past everyone on the mediums, aside from Fernando Alonso, who's now moved up into 9th place. There's harsh on the brakes there. We're going to go try him around the outside here. We're going to get Lance Stroll and Alonso to carry on going. We're going to push Gasly wide just slightly, as we've moved up from 16th into 11th place now. Just got to keep going. Hopefully we can just get up into a good position. Obviously, we could be now finishing the race in this position, as it is so hard to overtake around the Hungaroring. Like I said a few minutes before, it is like Monaco without the walls. Now, the one thing with our car not having the best aero and chassis is that this midsection of the track, we're going to lose a lot of time. As we can see there, we have a massive moment there where we go a little bit wide. Going around to the end of the first lap, no incidents, which is good to see. As we're rounding here, the car just doesn't feel, you know, attached to the track, as Pierre Gasly goes around our outside now, gives us a little tap there. But Max Verstappen now leads this Grand Prix. He's got a massive lead. I think the Red Bulls are going to do well at this track. Look at this. Pierre Gasly now coming at us. We are going to defend the inside line. We have come to the end of lap 1, as we're going to cut it back to the normal racing lines. Pierre Gasly's still trying us.
Accumulating some wear on the
Here we go. Pierre Gasly's going to try around the outside of us here. We are going to leave the room for him.
Deployment mode.
We're going to push him out a little bit, which means Yuki Tsunoda's going to come at his teammate. We've already lost 1.4 seconds to Alonso. Hopefully we can just stay where we are and just keep going and just drive our own race. This car is poor, man. Gasly's closed right in on us now.
Teammate behind is 5.
Probably going to be getting past us within the next lap or so. Oh, the car just does not feel good. Obviously the power's there, just doesn't feel good when we've got corners. And that's the major parts of racetracks. The corners, the chassis and the aero just aren't really working together. I've got to turn so much more just to get the amount of steering that I need. It's so understeery. But yeah, we've got Pierre Gasly behind. He will be getting past us within the next lap or so. Obviously the only real overtaking opportunity on this track is into turn 1. into turn 3. And then at the end of the little straight, which is here, those are the only overtaking opportunities on the track. I don't think Pierre Gasly will get past us. He'll get past on the straight. We go, Pierre Gasly's actually fallen back a little bit, so he won't get past us on this lap. I'll be happy with a P11 finish. If someone in front of us retires, that means it's P10 and points.
Try to keep this momentum.
Pierre Gasly's going to try down our inside, maybe. No, he doesn't. Very interesting to see. Pierre Gasly obviously in a bit of a better car than us. Has definitely a better aero and chassis package than us. I'm surprised he's not been able to get past us. To be fair, his teammate Yuki Tsunoda not really making too much progress on us either. So, you know what, we just keep going. We're just over a quarter of the way through this stint. Tyres feel fine. Some of the soft runners are in the pits right now. I see a Mercedes, a Ferrari, and Lando Norris. Mercedes is Valtteri Bottas, Lando Norris, and Carlos Sainz. All going on set mediums. Pierre Gasly trying to overtake on us now. We'll be able to defend it. We're going to try and defend it at least. As we send it down the inside, we get the better. We've gone a bit too deep. And here's Pierre Gasly coming back at us as we do tap. We do tap wheels. We're going to try it still at the inside. We are defending onto this position with all our might. We push him a bit wide. That's good defending there from us. Good defensive driving. We are going to defend the inside. I know Pierre Gasly will probably be able to overtake us again this lap. Not using too much ERS. I don't really want to waste it. I want to use it on my in lap and my out lap. So here we go, defending against Pierre Gasly yet again. I think it's going to be a similar sort of thing. Pierre Gasly's going to come back at us. Not this time. That's even better defending than the last lap. Hopefully we can hold on to this position. It'd be good if we can defend it. There are some more of the front runners in the pits. Everyone else is pretty much in the pits. And Aston Martin now leads this Grand Prix. I know there's a Ferrari of Max. There's Max Verstappen in the pits. We're not going to get out ahead of Max Verstappen. Pierre Gasly comes back at us again. Max Verstappen is now on our inside. We have just had to, you know, take a voiding action there. There we are. We're in P4 right now. Pierre Gasly's still coming out as we are going to let Pierre have the outside line. But we have got Sergio Perez and an Aston Martin in front of who I believe is Sebastian Vettel. Because Sebastian Vettel leads another Grand Prix. Because Perez and Vettel have both come into the pits now. Meaning we're going to be running second in this Grand Prix for a bit. We're going to go yet again on the inside line. Max Verstappen and Pierre Gasly both coming out as we're going to use as much ERS as we can. Here we are, Pierre Gasly coming at us. We are going to yet again defend the inside line with all our might. We have a little bit of a slide, but we're still holding on to the position. At the moment, we're doing pretty well to even be where we are. At the moment, if we did pit now, we'll be coming out in 22nd place. Obviously, we are coming onto the hard tyres towards the end of the race.
We're seeing a loss of power from the turn.
Oh, Fernando Alonso has yellow flags. There's yellow flags for Fernando Alonso. What's happened here? And it is for Fernando Alonso going down the home straight. And his car's just given up on him. Oh, his engine's gone. His engine went in the British Grand Prix. And now his engine's gone here at the Hungarian Grand Prix. As we just ride on board here with him, the engine just gives way. It just goes boom. Engine has gone. So again, Fernando Alonso has another retirement. Which this now means, obviously, Pierre Gasly cannot overtake us here. It will mean that we, for the first time in our career, will lead a Formula 1 Grand Prix. Will there be a safety car with Fernando Alonso parking where he has? I don't think there will be. But look at that. We lead a Formula 1 Grand Prix. There's another yellow flag. There has been an incident behind. And safety cars come out. And it's an incident between Ocon and Hamilton. What happened? So, Hamilton and Ocon trying to overtake where you shouldn't. Luckily, I think Ocon keeps out the barrier. But yeah, that brings out the safety car. So this has changed the whole perspective of the race. This means points is on right now and we can save fuel. Oh, my strategy's working to perfection. I'm going to come into the pits and put on a set of hard tyres. But yeah, safety cars come out. Obviously because of the spin for Ocon and Alonso being stricken. I'm going to come in for a set of hard tyres. which will take me to the end of the Grand Prix.
Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace.
If I can actually get into the pit lane correctly. Because we all come into the pits here. This has really turned the race on its head. Points is on here. Obviously the medium runners as well have still got to come in at the end, towards the end of the race. But we are on for points here.
Is coming in for his stop. Exit now. You'll be racing as you leave the pits. Complete. Go now.
To come out just ahead of Pierre Gasly.
Stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive
obviously some guys have not pitted yet, including Latifi. But points is on yet again.
DRS will be offline. There's a fault with the rear wing system. Stay out. We can work on a fix remotely.
How does that happen on a safety car then? The DRS just decides, nah. Safety car's got to be in this lap surely. Because we're getting ready to go racing again here. Then flick it down to third. Pull it into fourth. DRS. We've not got the best launch, but we have kept Pierre Gasly behind us. That's the main thing. Obviously we've got the Williams to overtake on track, which I do not mind one bit. There's Latifi and Norris are battling. Norris and Latifi both on the medium tyres. Tyres are still a little bit cold here. Had a bit of a snappage there. Pierre Gasly's going to try and overtake us. We are going to put the brakes on right there. Latifi's just going to be falling back, and I think Russell has overtaken Lance Stroll. And he has overtaken Sergio Perez. Brilliantly there from George. We are coming up, closing in on Nicholas Latifi. Obviously dirty air on this track. Not really what you want to have. Nicholas Latifi on worn medium tyres. Oh, we've had a tap there. We've had a tap. Probably shouldn't have tried that move. We do not have any damage on the car. Probably should not have tried that overtake, I will admit.
Okay,
I will admit. Pierre Gasly comes at us now.
The car in front, but we need to look after the tyres.
We're going to give Pierre the outside line as we're going to defend the inside as always.
2.0 seconds.
Accelerate out. Pierre Gasly isn't going to try it again. But that's how I feel like this race is going to go. Pierre Gasly is going to constantly try and overtake us. We just got to defend. As long as we're in front at this part of the lap, we should be in front for the rest of the Grand Prix. You can see here one of the Alfa Romeos is pitting, which means we'll be promoted up into P11 where Lando Norris is. It is Kimi Raikkonen in the pits. We have Pierre Gasly coming back at us again. We're using as much ER as we can. We're going to drop it at 60. Show Pierre the outside line. Look at the overspeed that Pierre gets on us as we hold that inside line. Pierre's still going to be on our outside, I do believe. No, but he does back out. Like I said, just got to keep doing this. Daniel Ricciardo going at Pierre Gasly now. Maybe Ricciardo's going to get past Pierre this lap. Those two are battling. Hopefully they can hold each other up for a little bit of time, meaning we can get away from it for a bit. Like I said, with their battling, they've fallen back by 2 seconds this lap. It's good to see. It's good to see. Let's push on. Another Alfa Romeo into the pits. That is Antonio Giovinazzi, meaning that we are going to be promoted back into the points. Means we are now P10. We are Pierre Gasly finally about 5 laps later. We'll be coming on to the back of us very, very soon. We're not going to use any more ERS. He won't send it, Pierre won't. But yeah, starting to be under threat from Pierre Gasly again. We are falling back off Norris. Obviously all those guys in front are in a lot quicker cars than his 4th and 5th best cars on the grid. You've got Sergio Perez in that battle as well, who's in about, I think, the 2nd best car on the grid. Then there's us with the 8th best car on the grid. So, yeah, I'm alright with falling off the back of them. It's just Pierre Gasly, I know that we're battling with him in the championship, obviously, for that constructors' place and budget we get next year as he tries down the inside of us. Yeah, don't try and overtake theirs. He's had a little tap with us. We gave him as much room as we could. Obviously, 2 into 1. Do not go into that corner. Because there's a Ferrari and a McLaren in the pit lane. These are some medium tyre runners. So Lando Norris and a Ferrari, I think, of Charles Leclerc are in the pit lane right now. No, it's Carlos Sainz in the pit lane. Will we get out ahead of him? And will Pierre Gasly also jump him? There's Carlos Sainz coming out the pits now. A lot of drivers have jumped him now, meaning that Carlos Sainz has maybe just messed up his strategy. P8 now. There's a Mercedes in the pits as well. I don't think we're going to get in front of the Merc of Bottas. He's gone on to another set of medium tyres now. Bottas is coming out the pits now. Obviously, we've got to worry about Pierre Gasly behind us. There is Valtteri Bottas now. But yeah, P8 at the moment. Going very, 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 very well. Pierre Gasly's going to come back at us again. We're going to use ERS down to around about 50%. Look at the overspeed that Pierre Gasly gets. We're going to push him a little bit. Not make contact though. We're just going to defend that inside line. Get back on the racing line. Pierre Gasly's not had enough overspeed to get back at us, but look at this. Daniel Ricciardo's trying on Pierre Gasly again. Hopefully they can hold each other up again for a few laps as we drift a little bit wide there. Pierre Gasly gets in front of Ricciardo, and Ricciardo
might have an issue. Hang in there. We're attempting to manage it.
Oh no, that's not a good radio to hear. But Ocon has gotten in front of Ricciardo now. Why did you part the speed? This would be for probably the turbocharger, the MGH or the MGK. Either of those items in the car could be going. It's not good to hear that we're trying to manage a problem. Let's just see what we can do. Hopefully we can just keep pushing along and do what we can. Hopefully we do not have to be forced to retire. Hey, look at that. The fault has been fixed that we've had. And look at that. Pierre Gasly gives us a tap. Oh, luckily the car's issue has been fixed. That is a good thing to hear. I was going to say a good sight to see, but that just doesn't make sense when you can't see the issue. Here we are, Pierre Gasly coming at us here. Sergio Perez in front of us has come off track. We are defending here from Pierre Gasly. So Ocon now gets past Gasly. There we can see Sergio Perez in front of us. Looks like he's had a bit of a spin. That's yet again Sergio Perez not producing the results that Red Bull possibly want. Ocon and Gasly battling. Hopefully they can hold each other up for a bit. But does Perez have damage? That is the big question. Here we are, Pierre Gasly coming at us again. Go over the outside line. God, it's like a never-ending cycle. Pierre Gasly just constantly trying to overtake us at the first corner. Yeah, mate, it's not going to work. Try somewhere else. Here we are again with Pierre Gasly. We're going to go straight over to the inside line here. Drop a little bit more ERS. Going to go a bit more earlier on the brakes this time. We get the car's rotation in. Have a little bit of a snap there. Means that Pierre won't get past us yet again. Oh, this defending is lovely from us. Pierre Gasly's trying around our inside here. We can't do it there, Pierre. I told you this. 2 doesn't go into 1 there. You try and leave you as much room as you can, but most likely, Pierre, you're going to get damage. Pierre Gasly's right on our rear this time. We're going to have to use more ERS than we've ever used before here. We're going to go down to around about 35% as we get on the brakes. Pierre tries to get round our outside again. It doesn't work for him. Doesn't work again. And Ocon and Gasly going to be battling now. Lap 30 of 35. We're doing very well here as Ricciardo gets past Ocon as well. Good to see the battling behind. It means that we can get away from it. Here we are, 5 laps to go as Pierre Gasly is going to sail around it. As we do, we're going to dive back up the inside.
Try to keep focus.
Look at that, kept on the race line. Pierre Gasly's going to flick back. We try and defend. We're using some more ERS this lap. We're going to go back up the inside off Pierre Gasly. Be very clean with it. We're leaving him the room. We've left him the space. He's going to try it up our inside still. We've had to go off track a little bit as we get a track limits warning there. We still defend this position. We're doing pretty well defending it. Ricciardo now gets past Gasly, but those two are going to battle again. If those two can keep battling a little bit, going side by side, get about 2 seconds behind us, we can definitely seal this P8 right here, right now. As we hold on to it there, that was sort of a good little drift there from us. This Pierre Gasly's obviously going to come back at us again. Our turbocharged now around about 80% wear, so we're going to be losing a lot of power on the straight. Pierre Gasly coming at us here. We're down to 25% ERS as we hold it down the inside yet again. Is he going to try it again? No, he's not. Pierre Gasly isn't going to try it again on us. God, 4 laps to go. 4 more times to defend.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
Here we go again. Pierre Gasly's going to come back at us. Obviously, we're going to use as much ERS as I feel like we can use. Daniel Ricciardo's going to try it as well. We're going to have to go a little bit wider this time, just so we can actually get through. Daniel Ricciardo now trying it. Daniel Ricciardo's Definitely putting the afterburners on now. Look at that, he's gotten past Pierre Gasly. This challenge has got a whole lot more tough. Daniel Ricciardo's trying his Taptors. Holds onto the car. Bloody hell, the tyres are going. Tyres are pretty much gone. They're on about 50% on the front left. Tyres feel awful right now. Yeah, we just got to keep defending. And Daniel Ricciardo boxes. Interesting to see. That means Pierre Gasly, look at this. We're going to have to use all the RS down the straight. We're going to flick it back in. And we are going to dive it down the inside. I wonder why Daniel Ricciardo is pitting in. As Pierre Gasly completely shuts the door on us there. We're still there. He does have DRS, we managed to get through. But maybe Daniel Ricciardo is trying to set a fastest lap. Obviously wasn't too high up in the points, but he's just lost maybe a point for the race. So, interesting strategy call. 1.5 laps to go here.
Okay, gap ahead is 22.7
Come on, we can hold on to this P8. If we can defend this position here, we have got at least P8 in this race. Holding the ERS as much as we can. Pierre Gasly, look at this already. Goes down our inside. We're going to absolutely send it, as we've sent it too deep. We've sent it too deep here. Means now we've got to defend from Esteban Ocon, who's now gotten the jump on us. We're going to send it on Ocon as well. We're going to bully our way through. There's on center. If you no longer go for a gap that exists, you're no longer a racing driver. Max Verstappen wins this race. Looks like P9 is what we're going to be able to get from this race. Annoying to see that we did dive a bit too deep on Pierre Gasly there. But P9 at the moment, there's still points for the team, as we almost have a moment there. Pierre Gasly, obviously, brilliant driver. Great racecraft. P9 is brilliant for the team. Obviously, we're trying to get as many points as we can in the Constructors' battle. Ocon looks like he's backing off a little bit. But we are coming around here, the last few corners on this lap. We come home in P9 at the Hungarian Grand Prix in a race which we did lead for a very small moment of time. Around the final corner here, as we flick it to the inside to get to where the pit wall is. There we go, boys. We come home in P9. Let's go!
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
It's a performance to be proud of today from our Hungarian Grand Prix winners. Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
Well, the safety car completely changed the race, didn't it? It's hard to say exactly what would have happened without it, but there's no question that they came out of that situation in a good position.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team. Let's have a look then at the drivers' standings. Well, the gap at the top of the championship has been cut down after a difficult race today for our championship leader. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
I have to give it to the Professor. There was a lot going on all down the field, but they were the only one who I really felt maximised their potential.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for the next one.
So as you see there, from P16, we did come home in P9. sprint race. As you can see, Pierre Gasly was about 1.2 seconds a lap quicker than us. We were never really going to hold Pierre behind us. Otherwise, Guan Yu as well, finishing brilliantly in P15. Unlucky for Fernando Alonso, who did unfortunately have to DNF. Running very similar pace to him, in fact. But at the end of the day, we have absolutely drove a brilliant race there. Let's have a check what we can do before the mid-season break. And yeah, see what we can do.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts. You really cut your way through the field today. What was your strategy?
Put to the floor, the power unit can take it.
You're surpassing all expectations. Can anything or anyone stop you?
Unless there's an immovable object out there. No.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Alright, Claire, cheers for the interview. So, there we are. With the rivalry, we're actually doing pretty well. We're leading a rivalry for the first time in our career, I do believe. Team Acclaim. Our Acclaim's up to level 6. The Team Acclaim's nearly at level 10 now, which is brilliant to see. So it means next time we can get a sponsor on the car. Out-qualify a rival. Uterup, I don't think we're going to re-sign with them. Obviously, we had a bit of damage in the session. 25 grand coming into the team. As we can see, the secondary sponsor has actually pulled out the actual team. Let's have a look what we do have here. We're going to go by weekly income. Salve beat a rival during a race. Score 3 Constructors Championship points during a race. We can achieve a top 12. Qualified to V10 or better. I feel like we should go with Highland could be a shout, to be fair. Overtake 5 different drivers during a race. That could be done, obviously, at the start. I feel like we're going to sign Highland onto the team. So it's a new sponsor. Let's get that put on the car. There we are. Highland is on the car. And to be fair, it is a pretty sick sponsor. I really like how it does look on the car, especially up there. And on the rear wing, look at that. It looks absolutely amazing. I think we made a good design in there with Highland on the car. We do have a personnel department.
Has requested your input on this one.
Only 50 grand to spend, and the second driver claim goes up by 1,000. We should consider sending you up for some media training.
Not
yeah,
an easy decision.
let's send that out.
You handled it well.
Let's get Show to
Thanks.
do that. We also do have a press interview with Will Buxton, but we can do a driver promotion filming activity in the meantime. Let's get...
I know we were expecting some new developments to come through, but some of them have failed quality control. We'll need to tell the team what to redevelop via the R&D screen.
I don't like being interrupted. Let's go to this press interview with Will Buxton. Check what R&D we can do, and then we'll head into season break, and then I will show you guys the race highlights.
Thanks so much for the invitation to your HQ. Let's have a little chat about the team's performance this season. Your facilities here are looking a little dated compared to other teams. Is there a reason for that?
To be fair, Will, we're only halfway through the first season, so we've got to be sure that our investments to facilities reflect on track performance.
Things haven't quite been going your way this season. Are you going to be able to turn the team around?
At the end of the day, I think that it actually has been going alright. But with how it is, I think we need to fix some aero. It's not quite performing as how I thought it would. As we saw in Hungary, we saw that it wasn't quite, you know, making the car turn in enough, and hopefully we can sort that out.
Your second driver really seems to be improving at a rapid pace. How dedicated are they?
The amount of time they spend preparing off track is absolutely amazing. Guan Yu's done amazing. Recently did have a media day, so he's trying to improve all aspects of himself.
Would it be safe to say that in terms of team orders, your career comes first in your team?
Not really. Obviously, we're a new team in F1, but I want the best for both drivers, so we don't really have team orders. Like, most teams will say, well, you have a first and second driver. We don't. Whoever's in front of... So say, for example, I'm in P12. Guan Yu is in P14. I will have priority on pit stops. If Guan Yu's in 12th and I'm in 15th, he'll have priority at pit stops. So, no team orders here.
At the moment, you seem to be a solid mid-tier team. What do you think will take your team to the next level?
obviously we need to do the small little aero upgrades. I think that's really going to help. We need to improve the aero in order to obviously get the most out of the power unit on the straights, as well as having the chassis do the best it can in the corners.
Well, thanks so much as ever for your time. It's hugely appreciated.
Alright, well. Yeah, we are going to check what R&D we can do. Obviously, can't do any upgrades to the aero. Chassis, the part that we were doing has failed. So we are going to have to redo that part. It's going to be here in 43 days. Roll dampers we can't do right now. We are going to do another engine upgrade, which is going to be the magnetic compounds. It's going to help our powertrain even more than before. And the durability, we don't really need to worry about that at the moment. I might start doing some more durability upgrades, as it would help the car quite a lot. Yeah, let's head into the season break, which is for 2 weeks. And then I will be showing you guys the race highlights like I have said. So yeah, here we are. R&D at the moment. We are looking for some big improvements. But yeah, looking pretty well. Obviously, we are going to be signing a... Not going to sign a new driver, I don't think. Guan Yu's actually performing really, really well. So yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. And here are the race highlights for Hungary.